A teenager picks up his phone. He opens LinkedIn, finds a name, and calls Marks and Spencer's IT help desk. 60 seconds later, he has a new password for a company account. That one call will cost Britain's most beloved retailer £300 million, empty shelves across 900 stores, and wipe $700 million off its stock market value. And it all started with a phone call to IT support. Marks and Spencer has been a part of British life since 1884. 900 stores, 65,000 employees, £11 billion in annual revenue. For most people in the UK, M&S is not just a shop. It is where you buy your school uniform, your Christmas food, your reliable basics. It is trusted. It is familiar. It is everywhere. In April 2025, that trust became a target. The group behind the attack is called Scattered Spider. And despite the name, there is nothing exotic about them. No foreign government, no sophisticated criminal organization. Scattered Spider is a loose collective of English-speaking teenagers and young adults, most of them between 17 and 22 years old, operating from ordinary towns across the United Kingdom and the United States. They do not use custom hacking tools. They do not exploit software vulnerabilities. They do not need to. Their weapon is a phone. And by the time their attack on Marks and Spencer was finished, they had also taken down Co-op and Harrods, three of Britain's biggest household names, using the exact same technique. Before anyone picks up a phone, Scattered Spider does their homework. They start on LinkedIn. Every large company has employees who publicly list their name, their job title, their team, and their manager. Finding a real Marks and Spencer employee takes about 30 seconds. Then they check the breach databases. Older hacks from companies you have never heard of produce lists of real email addresses, usernames, and security question answers. Those lists get sold on criminal forums for a few dollars. Marks and Spencer employees are in those lists. Almost everybody is. With a real name and a few background details, you have everything you need to sound convincing on a phone call. Think of it like a con artist researching a mark before they knock on the door. The research takes longer than the con itself. Now the attack itself. And this is the part that should make every IT manager in the world uncomfortable. Someone dials Marks and Spencer's IT support line. They give the name of a real employee. They say they have been locked out of their account. They answer a couple of security questions, details pulled from the breach data they bought for $5. The help desk agent, following standard procedure, resets the password and reads out the new credentials. That is it. They are inside. Here is the analogy that makes this click. Imagine your office building has a state-of-the-art keycard system protecting every door. But there is a phone number on the wall that says, "Lost your card? Just call us." One phone call. Someone hands you a new key. No ID check, no face check. Nothing. One account is just the beginning. Scattered Spider do not stop at a single employee's email. They move through the network, escalating access, finding higher privilege accounts, working toward the one account that controls everything. And when they get there, they do something that changes the entire game. They steal a file called NTDS.dit. Here is what that means in plain English. Every organization running Windows stores a single hidden file containing the scrambled password fingerprints of every user in the company. Every account, every executive, every server, every system administrator. It is the master skeleton key for the entire organization. With that file, cracking tools can recover actual passwords within hours, or attackers can skip that step entirely and just use the scrambled versions directly to impersonate any user on the network. Scattered Spider exfiltrate that file. At that point, they own everything. With domain administrator access and every password hash in hand, Scattered Spider deploy their final weapon, ransomware. Specifically, a variant called DragonForce, a ransomware as a service operation. Affiliates pay to use it. The malware encrypts critical systems, locks IT teams out of their own infrastructure, and issues a ransom demand. But this is not just encryption. The data has already been stolen. Pay to decrypt. Pay again to stop the data being published publicly. That is double extortion. But for Marks and Spencer, the visible damage is not a ransom note on a screen. It is the shelves. The food ordering system goes down. Contactless payments fail across 900 stores. Online shopping stops working. Click and collect disappears. In the days before Easter, one of the busiest retail periods of the year, Marks & Spencer's entire digital infrastructure is gone. Here's what makes this attack different from a typical ransomware story. Marks & Spencer do not announce a hack, not right away. For days, customers just notice that something is wrong. Contactless payments fail at the checkout. Online orders vanish. The click and collect service goes dark. Staff on the shop floor are told only that systems are down. No explanation, no timeline. It is not until April 22, 2025, nearly a week after the initial breach, that Marks & Spencer publicly acknowledge what they call a cyber incident. They do not use the word ransomware. They say they are managing some disruption to services. Behind the scenes, the situation is catastrophic. The NTDS.dit file has been stolen, which means every password in the organization is compromised. The ransomware has encrypted critical infrastructure. Customer data, names, contact details, payment information for millions of loyalty card holders has already left the building. And Scattered Spider? They are already gone. Within weeks, they run the identical attack on Co-op. Then Harrods, same phone call, same password reset, same result. The numbers are staggering. Marks & Spencer reported a loss of £300 million in operating profit, directly attributed to the cyber attack in their official financial filings. The share price dropped more than 11% in the days following the public announcement. £700 million wiped from market capitalization in a single week. Co-op reported losses of £206 million in revenue. Their supply chain disruption left shelves empty across hundreds of stores for weeks. 350 Marks & Spencer jobs were announced for elimination in the aftermath. Customer data, including contact details and masked payment information, was confirmed stolen and belonged to millions of loyalty card holders. In July 2025, the National Crime Agency announced 4 arrests. The suspects were aged 17 to 25, all from UK addresses. In September 2025, 2 more teenagers were arrested, this time in connection with Scattered Spider's identical attack on Transport for London. Court proceedings are ongoing. Not every member of the group has been identified. This attack did not succeed because Marks & Spencer had weak firewalls. It succeeded because a human being picked up a phone and followed a procedure without asking the right question. That is the root cause of every single Scattered Spider attack. Not a software flaw, a process flaw. So what does that mean for you? 3 things. First, eliminate verbal password resets. If your IT help desk can reset any account based on someone answering a question over the phone, that is not security. That is a searchable fact. The fix is a callback to a number already on file, manager approval, or a hardware security key, not a knowledge check that a criminal can answer with $5 of breach data. Second, monitor your Active Directory. If any non-domain controller account ever initiates a desync request, that is an attack in progress right now. Event ID 4662. Alert on it. No exceptions. Third, limit what Tier 1 help desk agents can actually do. A junior agent should not have the power to reset any account in the organization without a second approval. That one restriction would have stopped this entire attack before it started. The UK's National Cybersecurity Centre updated its help desk verification guidance after these attacks. CISA added vishing-based help desk compromise to its advisory catalog. The industry is catching up, slowly. Here is the uncomfortable truth, Scattered Spider exposed. Your most expensive firewall means nothing if a teenager with a phone can just call the front door open. The most dangerous vulnerability in any organization has a name tag, a LinkedIn profile, and answers calls on Tuesday mornings. The next Cyber Heist covers a theft so large it makes this one look small. $1.4 billion. One fake job offer. North Korea. Subscribe so you do not miss it. And drop a comment. What should Marks & Spencer have done differently?